Today, I'm going to teach you how to change your shocks on your TRX4M. Grab your tools and let's get right into it. So first you want to start off by taking off your body. It's just 2 pins underneath. So you have one here and one here. And now put your body off to the side. Now what you want to do is you want to take off your wheels, which is just these bolts in the middle of the wheel. And that is going to be a 5.0 screwdriver. This set is from Injora. We'll just take that off real quick. Set those bolts off to the side. And now we're going to do the same for the other side. Oh, spinning my wheel, or my drivetrain is broken, so I got to do some special movements to tighten and untighten these wheels. We will be fixing that in another video too, so stay tuned. All right, now that you got the wheels off, what you want to do is you want to remove the top bolt, and that will be a 1.5 mil hex. So you're going to do this top one and this bottom one on both sides. So let's go ahead and do that. Now set those off to the side. The top bolts and the bottom bolts are different, so I will be setting them in 2 different placements on my mat. Now you can also grab your mom's favorite containers and use them to separate your bolts too. These bottom ones are kind of long, so just be patient and they will come undone, as I am not patient. Injora also sells electric drills. You can get those to speed up the process. There's one shock. And now we'll do the same for the other side. For this, since it is the front, we can turn our wheel and the servo to make it easier to reach that bolt. And that bolt will be right here. Every now and then I'm giving a little tug to see if it'll come out, because sometimes it'll just spin in there and you've actually undone it. So there we go. Now that side's out. Now don't be alarmed. The links are attached by using these bottom bolts. So if they slide out, that's no big deal. But now you're going to want to do the same for the other side. The top bolts on each side, driver and passenger, are the same. So it's okay if they get mixed while you're putting them together. And same with the bottom. And now the bottom again. And now the front. So what you see me doing is I'm using to get it started with the top of the screwdriver. And then once that bolt becomes easier, I'm just spinning it on the bottom to make it be removed faster. See how much faster that was? And it came out too. So now you got the first half done. You got the old ones out. So let's grab the new ones and install those. All right, I got my shocks. So there is some assembly required. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set our TRX4M off to the side. And we're gonna open up the bag. Some Injora bags, you gotta pull it with a tab right here, but these ones, you just open. First, we'll take out the instructions. If you want to use them, you can, but I'm about to teach you how to install them. But that's what it would look like. And that just tells you about how to use them and how to maintenance them if you need it. So keep that handy. All right, let's dump out all these parts. First bag is gonna have stiffer springs. So they come with soft springs, but there's stiffer ones if you want stiffer ones. And it'll have the ball joints that go inside each hole of the shock with the rubber grommets to hold them in place, and then your bolts. So every part you'll get a new bolt, but I will be using either the stock ones or the new ones. And that's what your shock will look like. I got the Injora 59 mils with the brass cufflink and eyelet at the bottom. And there's 4 more. So I will teach you how to do one, and then I'll cut to the other 3 and get those done off camera. So I'll set these off to the side. Let's dump out this bag. Look at all them goodies. They would give you extra grommets, so don't be alarmed if there's extras. I'm not going to be using the stiff springs. Oh, there's a ball joint in there. I'm not going to be using the stiffer springs, so I will be setting those off to the side as well. And here's all your parts. So we can just shuffle these off to the side too. You will be needing them, but let's just get them out of the way for this. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to take, this is going to be difficult to show, but you're going to want to take this ball joint and a grommet. I call them grommets. I don't know the real term, nor do I care. But you want to get this on here and you want it to sit in the very back. So what I like to do is I like to press them in and kind of work its way around like this. There you go. Once you get there, you want to drag it down. There you go. And it'll be like that. Now, you're going to want to shove it in the eyelet of the shock. And then you're going to take another grommet and shove it on top. Like, oh. Like that. Nope. Almost. They are a little difficult. There you go. And it'll just be like that. And those grommets prevent movement. You can take the inner ones out if you want more play. More play helps with more articulation. And now we'll do the same thing for the bottom. Work its way on there. So the best way I figured out was have it like that and then push down. And then take your 2 fingers and move it down and pinch, push. So you're going to want to pinch your indexes and push with your thumb is the best way to move it. And then we'll shove it in the eyelet. Push up with your thumb on the bottom of the ball joint. And do that. And there you go. That's how you install ball joints on your shocks. So I will go ahead and do the other 3 and we'll be right back. too.
Yeah.
All right, we got the shocks done. I was putting oil in this one, testing it. And so this one's done with shock oil. That's the next step. But I wanted to do a quick disclaimer. When you're setting up shocks, the ball joints matter for the side you want. I should have said this at the beginning, but I didn't. So there's two sides to ball joints. There's this side, which is the flat side. This goes against the RC itself. And then there's this side where the head of the bolt rests. So if you want, say, this reservoir tube on the back of the RC, you want it set up exactly how I have it. But if you want this reservoir in the front, then change the way the ball joint is sitting, and then you're going to want to have the sitting side on this side. So next we're going to do shock oil. So for that, I'm going to be using 30 weight Lucas oil. I love this oil. I have not had no issues with it, and 30 weight is what I like running. When it comes to weight, it's just the thicker the higher the number, the thicker the oil. So if you go 30, it's going to be pretty thick, but if you go up to 50, it's going to be even thicker. So I just use 30. I like it. And the more oil you add in your shocks, the more stiff it becomes. So I'm going to run 2. I really like the way they feel. So when it comes to shocks, I heard that you should open it and clean it out. Add your oil in there. Do this a couple times, add more. I'm not going to, because my experience with shocks, I've never had any issues doing what I've been doing. So what I do is I just pull down the spring and then I wrap my fingers around the casing and then open up the cap. I'll take my shock oil and I'll put the 2 drops in. Let's see, there's 1, there's 2. And you can move it up, but you can see the shock oil there. And that's just what I do, and then I'll screw it back on. Like I said, there is there's so many different ways, there you go, that you can do shocks. Everybody's different, and this is exactly how I do it. So if you want to do it the way I do it, which I like the way it is, you'll just have to play with it. At the end of the day, just play with your shocks. If you don't like how soft they are, add more oil, or you can even go up a size to 40. You'll just have to play with them, and even adding the 2 plus the stiffer springs will give it some better stiffness. But I like the way it turned out, so I'm going to continue doing it on the other 2. So I'm just going to knock those out real quick. And I hope that wasn't confusing. So if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to put them in the comment section down below, and we'll answer as best as we can. Also, if you have any better advice or different ways you do it, also put that down below. I squeeze them a couple of times to get the fluid through the system too. Make sure it's what I want. We'll do it one more time for this. Ooh. 1, 2. Oh, jumping the gun here. Oh, why won't this cap go back on? There we go. If parts don't want to screw in or anything, just be patient. It will. You just got to be patient. Try finagling it. If anything doesn't work, take out the screw or whatever you're doing and start from scratch again. But now it's time to get these back installed. And that's going to be super easy. So we can go grab your TRX4M. So what I felt is easiest is, I actually don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it easier, the easiest way to do it. So I always like to start with the bottom first since it's the most pain. So what I will do is I will take the bolt and thread it through about 1/4 of the way. And then there's going to be that screw hole. You want to line it up. And that's why you do it 1/4 of the way, because you want to rest the shock against the axle bracket and then push this in. And then this way too, it'll give you leverage to make sure it goes all the way through. And when it stops going through, you can take your tool and start screwing it in. And just like that, it grabbed the threads. So now we are done. We are screwing it in. Perfect. You don't want to over tighten it. Just do it snug when you start feeling resistance, if I can speak. So now we're going to do the same thing on the back side. So again, we're going to want to put it in 1/4 of the way. And like I said, you want the flat side against the RC. So we're going to be threading it through this side. And that's 1/4 of the way. You can flip your RC around to get a better angle. All right. Sometimes, like this one's barely going in. So sometimes what you can do is you can take your screwdriver and start screwing it. And like you just saw there, it just slid right into place when it was fighting me before. And now we can do the top side. So again, you want the flat side to go against the RC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bolt, thread it all the way through like this, push down, or really let the axle drop a bit, line it up, and I'm going to try to hand thread twist to let it grab a little bit, and then carefully take my tool, put it in place, and start spinning, and it will grab. And again, this will strip easy, this bracket. So once you start feeling resistance, don't over tighten it. We'll do the same thing to this side. Bolt in, let the axle drop, get the wire out of the way, line it up with the hole, push the shock all the way to the back, hand twist, take your tool, and tighten it. Now let's do the other side. We're going to take the long bolt, put it on the non-flush side, go 1/4 of the way, start it, push, take the tool, tighten it, snug. Do the same with the front shock. Slide it in 1/4 of the way. Move the axle. Oh, and you see how it just came out there? So that's why you don't want to be too aggressive with it. And that's why you also go just 1/4 of the way. If you go all the way in and then you put the bolt in, it's going to clash with the C bracket for your steering, and you won't be able to do anything. It'll get stuck. So you push it all the way down and then you can go and proceed to push the bolt all the way through. Once it stops, take your tool and screw it all the way in until snug. And now we can do the front. So I will flip it around so we can do the back first. So we'll take the bolt, slide it in, line it up, twist, take our tool and twist and screw it down. If it keeps spinning, stop. That means you're stripping it and it's no longer tightening. Again, take your bolt, slide it all the way through, line it up, push, twist, grab the tool, and there you go. And now you just installed your shocks. So again, for the bottom, you want to push the bolt all the way through, or not all the way through, you want to stop at a quarter, line it up, push the bolt all the way through, making sure the cuff or the eyelet is against the shock. Push all the way down, grab your tool, tighten it, and then the top, you push all the way through the eyelet, and then you look, line it up with the screw hole, and then once you've lined it up, you push against the bolt, you push the shock all the way to it, and then you twist the bolt by hand to lock it in place, grab your tool, tighten it. And then once you've done with that, you can straighten your axle. Be careful when doing that part. You don't want to keep doing this. You will strip the gears inside the servo, so be careful. But now we can go ahead and put the wheels back on. And take our bolt, line it up, screw it in by hand, take your 5.0 tool and screw it on. And repeat the process with the front and the other side. If they fight you, that's okay. They're annoying. My cameraman just told me of another method that I completely forgot about. If you're struggling with the wheel, what he does is he just takes the nut and put it inside the screwdriver. And this way too, you can put it on, your wheel on, and then you can line it up that way, which is also a good method, we know. So there's another way to put on your wheel. And there you go. You have successfully put on your shocks for your TRX4M. So if there's any other thing you want a tutorial on how to put together, put it down in the description below. If you have any questions, also ask there. And we will catch you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure you subscribe if you liked it. And definitely hit that like button if you liked it, you know. And we'll catch you in the next one. Being turned off.
Oh.